Can my concealer conceal society's double standards?
Hey, I left no crumb.
I saw almost a dozen Women's Day ads and they were all primarily playing with just 5 main themes. Knowing about these 5 themes may help you become a slightly better storyteller, and that's why I have made this video. I'm Amrit and my company Story99 helps mid-sized tech companies improve their storytelling narrative. Alright, so the 5 themes that I observed were 1. Bias awareness, 2. Moving beyond tokenism, 3. Breaking stereotypes, 4. The kind of woman to celebrate, and 5. Freedom of choice. Infosys went for bias awareness. In the ad, we see a woman who is about to join a meeting जिसमें everyone else is attending in person but she is not, and then she overhears others undermining her.
She's always working from home.
Sam is here. He can present.
But then thankfully, we are shown that she was just imagining a scenario like this because in reality, her colleagues are cool.
Proximity bias shouldn't stand in the way of work-life balance.
A decent ad makes a good point. The moving beyond tokenism angle was taken by Axis Bank, where we see Shefali Shah talking to herself, and the discussion is essentially about Women's Day celebration is mostly being a token gestures, but the things that actually matter to women, they don't get implemented.
Pink balloons, pink chair. Obviously, that's what we wanted, not childcare.
And then they are like, hey, look, Axis Bank is doing something substantial for women.
Axis Bankerize, a woman's savings account designed by listening to women.
I didn't like this whole pitching in the end because pitching your brand as the solution to a problem that you have established typically then kills the emotional vibe. A bunch of brands went with breaking the stereotype angle. Swiggy, Luminous, Shell. Swiggy has a song and dance format ad where a waiter assumes the bill will be paid by the man, and that sets off a rapper to rant about such stereotypes.
अबे सर से पैर तक टपक रहा पसीना इग्नोर है हसीना हाथों पर दिख रहा नहीं रेटिना खराब है क्या.
It was fine, but it was a bit ironic for Swiggy to show people eating in a restaurant. They did show food delivery too, but that bit didn't make much sense. Luminous went with a stretched storytelling narrative where we see a dad dropping his kid to school to participate in a science project competition, where the teachers remind everyone that taking help from their dad for the project was not allowed. But then they notice that our protagonist, the kid, her project is so far that it's obvious that she has taken help, but she denies, so they call the father, who then reveals, hey, she didn't take help from me, but from her mother. Come on. In the breaking the stereotype theme, I loved Shell's video the most. It was a simple short documentary style profile of a real woman who works as a mechanic. So cool.
இப்போ வரைக்கும் லேடிஸ்லாம் ஏன் மெக்கானிக் ஷாப் வரதுக்கு யோசிக்கிறாங்கன்னு எனக்கு தெரியல. நிறைய பேர் லேடிஸ்லாம் வந்து இதை செய்ய முடியாது.
This is the kind of stuff I myself shoot all the time, so I liked it a lot. Nothing beats a real life story. Who we choose to celebrate. This was the angle used by Mahindra and by Prega to an extent. So Mahindra's ad is quite literally a speech about everyday women with visuals of everyday women. And like Mahindra, there was another poetic sort of ad by Godrej. Not that high production, but I couldn't really understand what the ad was trying to tell.
When you start to speak for her and her, you'll speak for you, you'll speak for me.
But the weirdest to me was Prega. It started off with setting the context of stereotypes because there is a kid whose mother has not come, and so everyone is like,
पिछली बार भी तो इसके फादर ही आए थे.
मदर का होना तो एब्सोल्यूट नेसेसिटी है.
अपने बच्चों के ग्रोथ के लिए मदर को अपनी ग्रोथ तो सेक्रीफाइस करनी पड़ती है.
but then the mother shows up and yeah, she's an army officer, and then the daughter delivers a speech appreciating the various women she admires, and then the voiceover concludes,
Because if she decides, she can carry both.
what? And the last one, freedom of choice. A lot of brands picked up this angle. Barbie, Myntra, Tanishq. My favorite of these three is Tanishq. In the Barbie ad, which is shot in a slice of life style, a voiceover explains on behalf of a bunch of different real life women with different professions how they were all free to dream and imagine whatever they wanted to become when they were kids.
When we're young, our dreams are our world.
A little boring narrative, to be honest. Myntra shows a courtroom scene where 3 different women defend their clothing choices.
तुम्हें क्या पहनना है ये सिर्फ तुम डिसाइड करोगे.
It was fine. The Tanishq ad was a bit more probing, I would say. So we see a woman getting ready for work as we hear a narration about what kind of woman is an empowered woman. And then in a plot twist, we see that our protagonist is actually a homemaker, and the narrative explains that, hey, it's her choice. And so empowerment necessarily isn't about having a job, but having a choice. So an empowered woman could also look like a homemaker. Good point. Alright. Hope you learned something about storytelling in this video. My name is Amrit. I am founder of Story99. We help mid-sized tech companies tell their stories better and then make sure that the refreshed narrative, it gets reflected everywhere. In the website, during events, in all their decks, on LinkedIn, videos, news articles, so that ultimately a business can start more sales conversations, close faster and hire better.